Welcome to the Hookup on Music with your host, Tony Bird.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of a Hookup on Music. This is episode 148. I appreciate you joining me with such a quick turnaround. Yesterday, Wednesday the 3rd, it was awesome time to be back. We went through some really cool stuff. Go back and check out that episode. We talk about everything from Rise Against to New Anthrax, all the way down to some Milli Vanilli's Return. Yeah, you got to go back to check that out. But for tonight's episode, we are not going to be cutting any corners. We're not going to be wasting any punches. Like I said, we have these 3 episodes that we're going to try to get out. We already did the first one, which was yesterday. Today is going to be the second one, Thursday, the June 4th. And tomorrow we will drop our third one, episode 149 on June 5th. Can you believe we have made it this far? In this way, we're kind of setting up our 150th episode, which will be really, really exciting. So please tune into that. Wherever you happen to be watching this or listening to it, if you happen to be watching on YouTube, thank you. If you happen to be listening on any one of the podcast stations, thank you so much. If you're curious on why the last one on the podcast was a video, we ran into some problems. I had to splice some stuff together. Didn't want you sitting without any audio for over a minute, but want to tell you that today's episode should be all good to go in the in both realms. So please, let's get started. Since we were off for a long period of time, lots and lots of great stuff has come out. I am constantly being shared, like I said, by lots of different people, and just some really good, interesting music that really makes me want to dig deeper and always deeper. If you're looking for some more awesome stuff, check out King Ghidorah. The final hour is really good. It's some spinoff of MF Doom, if you're familiar with that. That is really good, something new. Check out No Info by No Info. Some lo-fi, some soul, some a little bit of funk. Check that out. That is brand new. Possibly you have never heard of. Also check out Anything Could Be by Max Subar. Subar, I think I said it correctly. That is also really good. Local gentleman from the Chicago area. Always good to get this stuff and share it right with you here at the Hookup on Music. So thank you very much. But check that out, that King Ghidorah. If you're into something, get you going. That'll definitely be one of them this year. Also, we are trying to eliminate the word here at the Hookup on Music. So every time you hear the word even right there, I don't know what you can do, but you can hold me accountable because I don't want to say that word anymore. No more ums, only hums. Who is back? Just came to town recently with some really good stuff. But we'll get to that in a little while. Let's go to what we were here for, some new music, which generally is how we like to start this show to get going. New music, new releases. Corrosion of Conformity. We talked about these guys on yesterday's show and how we needed to go through this brand new album that has been gracing our rocking and our rolling. It's called Good Man, Bad Man. Came back out on April 3rd. So, been a little while since it's come out, if you're doing math, a couple months. But really, this is where I would like you to really dig into this album, because if you're looking for a two-sided fisticuffs and you're looking for 56 minutes of pure awesomeness, this album will not disappoint you. We got a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good just songs all together. this band always putting out good music, ever since back to, me getting introduced to them during the Deliverance Wise Blood, but you could even predate that a little bit to the Animosity and the Blind albums. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. What are some of the songs you could dig into on here? Well, first of all, if you're looking for a little bit of longer affairs, one of my personal favorites is one called Run for Your Life. 9 minutes of pure just adrenaline. Uh, let's see if we get a little bit here. You looking for some really good drums? Stanton Moore plays the drums on this album. You're not going to be very disappointed. That some of the, I guess you call them there's two title tracks on this album, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You got Good God, Final Dawn, which is Good God's half of the album, and then you got Bad Man. Just that song by itself is really, really cool. But on top of all of that, you just got really good rocking by the band, and glad that they are back. Also glad that they are putting out some really good shows from what I mean, and putting them out, meaning like they're hopping up on stage and really rocking. They played back on May 14th. If you had a chance to check them out at the outset, Asleep on the Killing Floor, which is off the new album, kicked off that set. But they played a lot of different stuff. They played 5 tracks. Lose Yourself, You and Me, Give Me Some More, Bad Man, and Asleep on the Killing Floor. If you're a fan of Deliverance, they also dug into Albatross, Clean My Wounds, Migraine, 7 Days, American Volume Dealer, 13 Angels, which is a great song, Diablo Boulevard, Who's Out the Fire, Blind, The Arms of God, Is That the Way, off of Blind, Vote with a Bullet, and off of Wise Blood, only 1 track, which they should be playing the whole album every single time. No, I'm just kidding. Born Again for the Last Time. But if you go online and check this stuff out on YouTube, it will not be disappointing to you if you are a fan of the band, and you won't be disappointed if you go ahead and check out their latest album, because it is really, 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 really good. Also is really, really good is a song that doesn't get talked about very much. We talk about Iron Maiden here. We talk a lot of cool stuff, but have we ever sat down and literally talked about the title track, Fear of the Dark, from Iron Maiden? Really serves as a closer to that album title. But honestly, it's one of the first tracks I'm really remembering hearing from them, and the front cover's really, really cool. Also one of the first times where Eddie is not on the front cover. But if you're looking into a song that just got really, really cool atmospherics, also going along with some really, really cool lyrics, talking about phobias and paranoid ideas, you know, Steve Harris actually kind of, believe it or not, might be a little afraid of the dark himself. But that's crazy that the main songwriter of Iron Maiden could be possibly afraid of the dark. But you know what? Who are we judging here? I would be afraid of the dark too. And if I could write a song that cool, maybe that's the problem. But there are some cool covers of this song too. You look at Lonely the Brave does a cover of it. There's a cool acapella metal band, Van Canto, does a cover of it on their album Hero. Really cool stuff. Pentagram has done a cover of it only live. But again, a track that has Bruce and everybody else really in their glory, just rocking out with some really cool guitar stuff going on right there. Just really, really cool. It's also in the film Fear Street Part 1 in 1994, also in the Dead by Daylight video game series. But though you say to yourself, are they playing this song live for? Is this song still? Let's go back to June 2nd. Okay, June 2nd, they played the song second to last. So it is an important song. It is a song that they do not stop playing for any way, shape, or form, or anything by that matter. You're looking for more awesomeness. Good, these sometimes we share new music that just came out. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we share stuff that's about to drop. And currently, right now, really about to drop. And honestly, the songs that I've heard off of this album so far, it's really, really good stuff. Is this brand new Death Cab for Cutie? If you are a fan of this band and you're looking for something a little bit more rocking, even, I hate to say a little spaced out, even, check out this new album. I Built You a Tower. It's coming out on, well, June 5th, Friday. But the songs I've heard so far, Punching the Flowers, awesome song. Riptides, awesome song. Last night just heard Stone Over Water. Really, 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 really good stuff. I'm sure when this full entire piece of music drops, we're going to have it for you right here. And we are going to share it with you because you know what? Why not? Why not share it with you? We love sharing with you very, very, very cool stuff. So, for tonight's artist of the week, we got an artist of the week story for you. Artist of the week story we got. Just an artist, it's artist of the week story. Go back and take a listen to a track from Mr. Jimmy Buffett. Okay, you might say to yourself, Jimmy Buffett, what's this guy talking about? Why are we talking about Jimmy Buffett here on the show today? Because he's got this little song that I would love you to check out. It's called Jamaica Mistaka, which really is going to really make your whole day once you hear about this story. It comes from 1995's Banana Wind. But what is the story? The story is Jimmy and some peeps were flying in. Okay, they were flying treetop. Okay, and while they were flying, trying to land, they started getting shot at from all different directions. The song Jamaica Mistaka tells the whole story even better than I'm about to tell it. But they started shooting at them because they thought they were a plane trying to pick up drugs. Was not the case. They were just looking for some food, looking to chill and relax. Once they realized that Jimmy Buffett was the man manning this plane, the silliness that they felt was really actually quite something. And also quite something was the fact of that they kind of, how do I say this, that they just kind of let it go. Jimmy wasn't so mad but they didn't go back for a while, of course. I mean, who would feel welcome to the point of needing to come back after such, I don't want to use the term disrespect, but there is some disrespect there. I didn't say I said some disrespect when you go ahead and you don't follow the island rules the way that they should be followed. But who am I to say any of these things? Who am I is a man who is here though for these great stories. So Jimmy ended up getting an apology, people, friends coming all over. Again, the reason I shared this story with you is because I want you to go and check out this song. Even if you're not a fan of Jimmy Buffett, also check out Spicoli's theme. We've talked about it before on the show here. A great track from the Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack. But I had to share that story with you because in the time off, I heard it and I said to myself, this is a good one. And if I hadn't heard it, I'm sure not a whole lot of other people have heard it. And speaking of things that I had not seen, is the Billy Ocean video for When the Going Gets Tough for the movie Romancing the Stone. The reason I want to bring this up is if you have not checked out this video, you got Michael Douglas, Danny DeVito, and Kathleen Turner hamming it up, doing some ridiculous things. Also, the song itself really kind of gets you going and kind of sticks with you in a way that you're saying to yourself, this is some good 80s here. And we often talk about a lot of the cool 80s music videos that have been played throughout the time. Um, yeah, but you know what? Playing cool music videos is always something that we really love to do down here at the Hookup on Music. Playing music videos is a must because you know what? It's just what we do. But speaking of things of what we do, we often like to talk about concerts on this show, and often pretty much every show. So let's get into some concerts. All right, what do we got here? What do we got lined up here? Just this past week, the Toadies came into town. You might be saying to yourself, Toadies. I haven't heard of these guys since Possum Kingdom came out. If you've been following the show, there's a lot more to the Toadies than that. They played the Vic on the 31st, which if you're doing your math, that's Saturday, that's Sunday night, which they played with Helmet. They played with Helmet. It'd be cool if they played with Helmet. They played with Local H, who Local H themselves played 11 song set, starting with the Manifest Destiny Part 1 and ending with the Manifest Destiny Part 2. Kind of cool there. But going into what did the Toadies play? You're saying to yourself, they must have just played old stuff. No, they got a new album out. A new album called The Charmer. Good stuff. If you're looking at a band who came back and put out an album, but also awesome is the fact that they played 7 tracks from Rubberneck, 2 from Hell Below, Stars Above, 2 from No Deliverance. Unlike Corrosion of Conformity, they asked for no deliverance, 1 track from Feeler, and did a cover of I Put a Spell on You, which is really cool if you think about all the different covers of that song, including the way back version that we've covered here by Screaming Jay Hawkins. Makes for a pretty cool show. Also making for a really cool show is the fact that Goose and Jim James hooked up recently. There was a little bit of a Goose Festival, a Goostable. No, that's not what it was called, but what went on in this Goose Festival? Well, there's some band playing. Okay, there's some bands playing, and like who's playing? You're who was all playing at all these fairs, but Goose. I just I can never get enough of playing Goose, but they brought out Mr. Jim James, who they did an amazing cover of Cortez the Killer, which is one of our favorites here. It was Goose at Aviva El Gonzo. Did not want to miss that up. But good stuff there. Really good stuff. Also really good stuff was the fact that they play so many sets. You know what I mean? They play so much good stuff. Playing Cortez the Killer is nothing because throughout the whole entire set weekend, they're playing a whole bunch of different stuff. If you want to go out and check out the whole entire thing of what they played, you're going to see that they played everything from Caution from Bob Marley. They played some Herbie Hancock, Cantaloupe Island, stuff that you generally don't hear a lot of. But really cool though is the fact that these guys are just playing. Just playing and playing really good music. To the fact that if you want to hear some good old jam and some good covers, they're not going to do you too bad at all. Rick came out and joined My Morning Jacket for AEIOU, a really cool cover there. All of this can be seen online. I unfortunately couldn't make it out to the island, had other prior engagements, but would have been really cool and fun to have been able to do that. We often like cool music here at the Hookup, so I think it's a must that we continue to like good music because you know what? If you don't like good music, what is it that you do like? Got one more concert here that kind of rolled through here pretty quickly here. Um, Sepultura, who is a fan, we are a fan of the band. They rolled through Chicago also within the last couple weeks. Let's go back to that concert, which was really, really awesome in a lot of different ways. Um, but you're saying so they put the May 15th. Um, I always like the walkout songs. These bands, Sepultura walked out at the Ramova Theater to War Pigs, and then decided to get into a 19-song blistering set that ended with pretty much Territory, Refuse, Resist, Arise, Retta Mahata, Roots, Bloody Roots, but also included so many other great tracks like Attitude and Choke and Beneath the Remains and Kairos and Slave New World. Just awesome, awesome stuff. Ramova is getting some really cool artists. I just checked that they got a little band you might have been aware of rolling through there soon called Down. Talk about Corrosion of Conformity. Pepper Keenan's a part of that band. Exodus also blasted an 8-song set. They played the song that has dominated my airwaves, Goliath. A really, really awesome track, along with Bonded by Blood, title track, Less in Violence, and Strike of the Beast, all from Bonded with Blood. Shovel-Headed Kill Machine, you got to play Death Amphetamine. You can play that track. What are you doing? What are you doing? But, you say to yourself, where are they now? The Verve Pipe, okay, they're rolling through, okay, June 14th, playing for free down in Dyer, Indiana. We Were Only Freshmen, Photograph, some songs you might remember, some songs you might not, but they are playing for free down in Dyer, Indiana. I thought that was very interesting in a lot of different ways. It's interesting how a lot of these bands, these festival bands, just keep popping up at local towns. You're saying to yourself, why couldn't it be a lot more like this when I was younger and I had a lot more free time? Time is free for the viewer, really. Honestly, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like that we're looking for having more time to do more fun stuff, which is not something wrong to want to aspire for. Never wrong to aspire for any of that, really. Um, but as we say, we must keep a going. We've been digging into a lot around here is some Soundgarden. No, not we're talking pre Bad Motorfinger. Um, some really, 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 really good stuff. Some great stuff if you really are have got the time to dig into it. Ultra mega okay. Um, Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. When's the last time, I know you're into, Black Hole Sun, but Flower? Kim Thale really is a awesome, awesome guitar player, including a super awesome person. It looks like a lot of people would spend some time hanging out with if they really could. But the album is mixed with his songwriting, Matt Cameron's songwriting, Chris Cornell's songwriting. They even do a cover of 1 Minute of Silent instrumental at John Lennon and Yoko Ono. 1 Minute of Silence. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. Head Injury. It's Louder Than Love too, though. That album is really, really good too. Ugly Truth really just gets the album pumping in a way that you kind of miss when you don't hear any more new Soundgarden. But if you're looking for again some good news, there are rumors, there are reasons, there are ways, there are happens to beings that they're putting together some final touches on an album that nobody really thought could ever come out. I guess there are some leftover Cornell vocals that they're going to sit down and really kind of go through, which I find to be very cool and interesting in their own way, to hear what that's going to sound like. If you haven't heard their newer albums, they're worth checking out too. Um, really good stuff there. I mean, Matt Cameron uh, left Pearl Jam. Okay. And just recently they announced a new concert and a new tour. And you say to yourself, what's that going to be expected? What's this new drummer going to be like? And nobody knows. Um, but you know what I'm saying? That's the cool thing about music is the surprises. Um, the surprises to see what can be hitting around the corner, what can be what kind of rock do we got lined up for the remainder of 2026. Here at the Hookup on Music, I promise you we're going to continue to cover all of it, because if we're not covering it, there's really no point of the Hookup on Music rocking and rolling, and we're always going to cover it. And that's why last episode I thanked you guys for sticking around for our well, we were out in the desert and we were wandering, putting stuff together. But like I said, look out for our next episode, because our next episode is going to be um, really another good one, which is going to be tomorrow, on Friday, June 5th, which I can't wait to dig into some of these Riot Fest bands that they have already. Um, but you know what? That's the cool thing. That's the cool thing about the how do I say it? The world and the way the world is turning is that we already have Riot Fest. I remember when I was just talking to you guys about that. Um, like I always say, go back into that old catalog of old Hookup on Musics, and you will find yourself hundreds of artists that we've talked about. We talk about at least 4 to 5 artists every episode or more, and there's 147 episodes. I don't want to do the math, but we've talked about closely right around 500 different artists. But it's never too late to talk about some more. Um, it's just really crazy. Really, it's really crazy to to see. But before we head out here, we're gonna talk a little bit more about some music. We're gonna leave you with a little bit of good news that just kind of hit right before we were coming on the air, and that is the news that Mastodon just released a brand new track. Your Ghost Again came out actually yesterday, which was interesting, or 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, or whenever you happen to be checking this out. But Your Ghost Again, a brand new Mastodon um, tribute to Brent, who we talked about in depth on here in his sad passing. But I like what I hear. I like what I've heard. I'm curious to see when the rest of this new album is going to be released, because again, we're going to cover it right here. A Devil Driver, they got some new music out. If you're looking to dig into those guys, if you're a fan of Cold Chamber and you're not familiar with Dez's other band, which I'm sure by this point you are, definitely worth checking out. New album's going to be called Strike and Kill, Dead in the Water, Dig Your Own Grave. New awesome music right there. Also, new music is Deer Tick. They got a brand new album going to be coming out called Coinomatic. That's going to be coming out this Friday. Dog Years, Mary Singleton, ACI, Everything Born. Got a lot of songs coming out from there. Glad Tidings. That song still sticks in my head. Really good. Really awesome. And brand new. We've covered some new stuff here. We got covered a couple old stuff. We got concerts. Like I said yesterday, it is always exciting to be back and to share all of this stuff with you. Please, whenever you're checking this out, go back and check out all the cool old stuff that we are doing. By the time you watch this, please tune into me and Adam, who did a really good job breaking down all the James Bond. We're going to be talking some Euphoria, if you're a fan of that show. Great music on that show. Great music. This Friday, the 5th, at the show, we'll be back. We'll be talking a lot of cool stuff. New He-Man's coming out, which is awesome because Brian May is doing the guitar work in it. Queen's Brian May, which is pretty cool on that. Check out everything else on the YouTube channel. Check out the It's Getting Drafty in here. Check out old episodes by any of the stuff going on. You will enjoy it. There's some cool old Hookup on Music stuff. I always like digging back into any of that stuff. You know, Rolling Stones have got a new album coming out right around the corner. We've dug into their last album, Hackney Diamonds. Probably gonna dig into a new one. Why not? Because we are the Hookup on Music, and tonight you have joined episode 148, and I want to thank you again. We will be back again tomorrow night, Friday. Thank you for joining me for these three shows here to kind of clean things up and get things back going. Have a good rest of your night, and we will talk together soon. Like I said, that next episode, we're going to be digging into some Riot Fest artists. So please tune in, and we will talk again soon. Have a good rest of your day, night, morning, evening. If you're watching me on midnights, listening to me wherever, take care, and we will see you again soon.
Thank you for listening. Please look out for the audio version wherever you jam.